In the crazy, fast-paced world of sales, fortunes can be won and lost in a single day. We're about to dive into the story of one salesman's journey, a journey from the absolute brink of failure all the way to the top of his game. And you'll see, it all came down to one single critical change.
So let me ask you this. What really separates a struggling salesperson from a true star performer? Is it just raw talent, maybe natural charisma, or some secret playbook they're hiding? Well, as we're about to find out, the answer is often something much, much simpler.
Because you see, sometimes the most powerful weapon in your arsenal isn't some innate talent, it's the system you follow. And that brings us to Raju, a salesman in the super competitive world of snack foods.
Now, when our story starts, Raju's career is, well, it's completely adrift. His problem wasn't a lack of potential, not at all. It was a total and complete lack of discipline. And his daily habits, they were costing him his career.
I mean, just look at this. This slide really paints a grim picture of failure, doesn't it? His monthly report card tells a terrible story. 4 days completely absent. That's 4 days where competitors are just walking in and filling the shelves he left empty. He was late every single day. He wasn't even logging his work properly in the company's system, the DMS. And get this, 0 orders placed in real time. This wasn't just a bad week. This was a disastrous pattern.
So what was the real cost of all this? It wasn't just a slap on the wrist or a bad report. In the dog-eat-dog world of sales, this kind of indiscipline means you're losing the game before you've even walked out the door.
And here it is, his single biggest mistake, the one that crippled his performance more than anything else. He wasn't even starting his market visits until noon, 12 p.m.
Now, to really get why this was so bad, you have to understand the market. The snack business is all about high competition and impulse buys. That means retailers are making their biggest stocking decisions first thing in the morning. Those morning hours, they're pure gold. They're everything.
So showing up at noon, it wasn't just being a little late. It was a strategic catastrophe. By the time he got there, his competitors had already come and gone. The orders were already placed. The shelves were being filled with their products. By the time Raju walked in, half the day's potential sales were already completely lost, gone.
Things were looking pretty bleak for Raju, right? But then came the turning point. And it wasn't a formal warning or some long, boring lecture. Nope. It was a single, powerful sentence from his supervisor.
Raju, your problem isn't the work, it's the system. That one line just cut through all the noise, all the excuses. The issue wasn't that he was a bad salesman, it was that he was using a bad system, or, to be more accurate, no system at all.
And that was the spark he needed. Raju decided to stop fighting the company's system and, for the first time, actually start using it. And this, right here, is where his comeback begins. It's a journey from total chaos to complete control, all powered by the DMS. This slide just perfectly captures the transformation. I mean, look at the difference. Late arrivals became punctual 9:55 a.m. punch-ins. Questionable visit logs became undeniable geotagged proof of where he was. Piling up orders to enter at night became real-time order punching right there on the spot. And his incomplete routes, they became 100% coverage of his entire territory. Just incredible.
So let's break down how this all came together in his new daily routine. First, that 9:55 a.m. punch-in. This wasn't just about being on time. It was about being one of the very first salespeople a retailer saw, which started rebuilding their trust. Second, punching orders live, right in front of the shopkeeper. This guaranteed faster billing, faster delivery. Third, he started using the DMS not just as a chore, but as an intelligence tool to actually find new opportunities. And finally, all this discipline turned his 40 daily visits into 40 genuinely productive sales calls.
And that's how Raju went from zero to hero. You see, he wasn't just working harder, he was finally working smarter, using the power of data to fuel every single pitch.
So, how'd he do it? It was simple, really. The DMS data showed him exactly what products each retailer was stocking, but more importantly, which ones they weren't. He could see in an instant which stores were missing out on the best-selling items.
So, armed with this data, his conversations completely changed. He could now walk in and say with total confidence, "Sir, I see you aren't stocking this particular snack. Its demand is really high right now." This wasn't some pushy sales pitch. It was a helpful, data-backed suggestion. And you know what? The retailers loved it. They responded instantly. Of course, the company's perception of him did a complete 180. The comments on his reports went from things like fake orders and late to perfect discipline and excellent beat coverage. He wasn't just selling more products, he was rebuilding his entire professional reputation from the ground up.
But the story doesn't just end with a good feeling. It ends with cold, hard numbers. So let's take a look at the actual, measurable results of Raju's incredible turnaround.
First up, his attendance. After he committed to this new system, his absences dropped to an absolute 0. Perfect attendance day in and day out.
And how about his performance in the field? His daily productive calls hit a consistent 40. Every single stop on his route became a meaningful, valuable interaction. And finally, his coverage of his territory, his beat, reached a perfect 100%. He didn't miss a single retailer, he left no opportunity on the table.
And here it is, the most stunning result of all. His range selling. That's his ability to sell a wider variety of products to each store. It doubled. As this chart shows, he went from a 50% success rate to 100%. This is the kind of growth that literally defines a career.
So what was the ultimate payoff? Well, beyond the incredible numbers, he unlocked his sales incentive. He earned back the trust of his distributor. The company's confidence in him was completely restored. And maybe, just maybe, most importantly, he got his own personal pride back.
Raju's story really leaves us with a powerful final thought. In an industry that moves at lightning speed, you simply can't afford to operate with a slow, outdated bullet cart mindset. When the world is accelerating, your systems and your thinking have to accelerate right along with it.